Good morning, everyone. It's time for your Monday morning beef. Jules joins us on the couch. Good morning, Jules. How are you feeling today?
Hey, good morning. I was suspended for a week.
Yeah. Were you?
You weren't here because we had a Tuesday morning tacos with the
Right.
marinated beef. But Renata suspended me for a week because she said the beef was too spicy that I served.
So we are lied to the people, eh? And it's good money.
Renata, that's what you said. It was
Yeah.
too spicy.
I,
That it gave you heartburn,
Okay.
intellectual heartburn.
Wow.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, you know what?
Well,
we going at that.
I'm glad I get to join this grill out today. It's been a while. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks. I haven't
It's
had
been
this
2 weeks, yeah.
It's been a
conversation
minute, right?
with you.
You know,
yeah.
I freed you know, Juice because you don't have a paper. So I don't know if you know a
I
good
just
or
realized
bad
I
thing.
don't.
So if you don't have a paper, I don't know.
I'm very concerned myself. I'm trying to find the rundown on my phone.
All right.
Okay, because
So I am as concerned as you that I don't have a paper. Because you know I'm so analog, right?
Yes.
So allow me to pull up what this wind-up toy has to talk about.
All right.
And but I sent it to Abdul this morning. So but
Yeah, so we're going to get started with talking about what's happening in Shunush with the clinic.
yeah, so Shunush is an interesting situation, and I think we have footage of the clinic, and I've been aware of it for a long time, and it's been kind of percolating under the surface. But so what we have in Shunush is a public-private partnership,
Okay.
and that's fine. We have an NHI clinic. We know that the public-private partnership works. We see it with Integral Healthcare Services on the south side.
Right, there's BFLA, that's NHI.
And Belize Medical Associates, BFLA. We know that for the delivery of services, this is a model that works.
Yeah.
So it's accepted, that's conventional wisdom. But the problem is the one in, or the flag is that the one in Shunush, and guys, I think we have footage of the clinic. The one in Shunush is a public-private partnership with
Okay.
the Northern Medical Plaza.
All right.
And so there it is. And it was opened some probably over a month ago. But the Northern Medical is owned, as far as I know, or one of the majority shareholders in it, is the chairman of NHI, Marco Tulio Mendes.
Right.
From Orange
That is
Walk.
true. He's the
Right?
owner of Northern Medical Plaza.
And he's a ranking PUP as well, a former PUP representative. Remember, he was installed as the CEO of the Ministry of Health, and he lasted a few days. A huge controversy erupted
Yeah.
with all the PUP corpses that
Came out.
the new prime minister was bringing out.
Yeah.
So he was a sacrificial lamb because he had to keep Narda Garcia and Amalia Mai. So so Marco Tulio got a lateral move, so to speak, over to NHI, where he's the chairman.
Right.
That's fine. He's a medical professional with a great deal of experience, and I think he has a commitment to public service. But when you see that there's a public-private partnership with the clinic, which he is, as far as we know, a principal part of or a part of, and NHI, which he's the chairman of, questions have to be asked.
Definitely.
What was the level? Who all was it put out to tender? It may have been. Also, what was his involvement in the meeting? Was he recused from the meeting? But these are related party transactions.
Definitely, yeah.
And it's also, he's a ranking PUP. So we have to really look, because this is the mode, this is the function of the PUDP party comes first system, right? That we must reward our friends and punish our enemies.
Yeah.
That is a MO of both political parties.
Yep.
Right.
And when we're looking at rewarding our friends, we have to look at the hints of state capture. There's so much money being spent by the. We have updated footage of that, Abdul, which I sent you this morning. But we have to look at all the money being spent by the Ministry of Health, and in my opinion, the absolute lack of transparency in terms of who are contracts awarded to, why are these things not published? They're not your private business. We live in the 21st century.
Yeah.
We cannot be doing business like the internet doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You can't only use the internet for propaganda. The same energy and effort you put into curating these very lovely videos that they post you have to put that effort into disclosing
Remember
public business.
like last time, remember how you can't find the scan jewels? Sometimes the scans just go missing, you know.
It's
a lot of paper, apparently.
And you know what what strikes me too is that everybody's so busy. Every time you talk to the Prime Minister, he's busy and he has to go and that's one thing. But in the whole thing, the flap about the Anichan, every time somebody calls him, he's busy and in a meeting, he's a very busy man.
Yeah,
But I thought
she
you
got
said
him
how-
right on time because he was not busy that day, right?
No, he was busy. He said, I was in a meeting and I never had time. And I had to hurry call. So he just called his employee of 20 years, who is Diane Chan's mother-in-law, or his family business's employee
Okay.
of 20 years. And it's Shine Barrow, the leader of the opposition, who disclosed this. He called this person, and then she's the mother-in-law of Diane Chan. But that is a digression to another story. And it's a story that I think we asked the Prime Minister about on Saturday again to defend this relationship. And he was doing a favor, no? He was doing a favor.
Right.
That I was doing a favor.
Yeah.
You got some CITES plans and doing a favor.
Prime Minister doing favors.
Yeah, he's opening Pandora's box.
I feel like just that statement right there, Prime Minister doing
Yeah,
favors.
he says it's in the name of the furtherance of business, right? That he has to protect this person's investments. But you know, it's really such a controversial issue because it's unseemly when any minister, when any minister calls a public officer not under his or her ministry,
Yeah.
and to ask them to do so in the Prime Minister's words, just let it in and we'll settle it later, we'll
Yeah.
straighten it out later.
Yeah.
Which is not, you know, it's saying that let's bypass the rules for the interim and then we'll catch up with it later. That is not optimal governance behavior. You have to be careful.
Yeah, that's what I was
because
saying,
we're run
Renata.
by boys named Sue. But you were saying?
Yeah, that's what I was commenting to Renata the other day, that when you had a conversation with Dr. K from the CITES
Right, yeah.
scientist, she was saying that the whole issue highlights the aspect of good governance.
Yeah,
And the
that's what-
fact that the ministries are not aware as to who is the one that's responsible for carrying out. I know we digress from the Shinosh Clinic to talking
But
about
we had to
the
do a
CITES
report either way
situation.
on Danochi, so
Right.
this is actually needed.
So it highlights the issue that they were saying it's Baja, then it's forestry, but we know that it's forestry, but within the ministry, they did not know who it was. Even
They pretended to not know who
Right.
it was. They knew who it was.
even Minister Habet, he was saying, well, it seems that they are not aware as to who's the proper authority.
but CITES in Geneva has a secretariat. And you go to that secretariat website and it says the Forestry
I checked it too.
Department.
I checked it too.
So
But
they
like,
can
how
equivoke
won't you
it.
know though?
What?
I'm just trying to
They
understand, like,
they
that's-
know this is all a
No,
shell
that's
game.
why- that's-
we are
that's my
literally
thing.
witnessing an executive
the beef
shell
has
game.
gotten flipped.
No, but I didn't try to understand. Like, you in a position. This is your job, you know. You're supposed to know
Right,
these
yeah.
things. So how?
No, it's all just a shell game. And you know what insults me? They take us for fools because Hosemai is saying, well, Baja has phytosanitary. Phytosanitary, no business. This woman was brought to a meeting on February 28th and she was told these are the regulations for CITES
Exactly.
plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And there's a listing and everything, so it's not like no, and I
Exactly.
thought they're not like this are the information where they
But-
on the internet where you could find.
exactly, this one you can't
You
find.
find that.
So I'm saying that, you know, it's just a shell game. And so one minister says this, another minister says that. I don't know. You know, who know. Dude, it all comes down to this. This individual, Diana's mother-in-law, has worked for the Brisenia family for 20 years.
There you go.
The prime minister has a direct line to her,
Yeah.
right? For the Brisenia family business.
That's
Yeah.
why I was commenting to Renata. It's like opening Pandora's box in the fact that you're doing a personal favor to this individual here. Then people are going to be like, so how can you do this person a favor? Then you can do this for me, right? So if you're trying to like end corruption, like butt it out, it's never going to end. for
Remember, it's a
simple
good
fact.
governance problem because
Yeah.
again we go back to the favors, and if that's the case, let's look at all these ministers, every single one from both sides. All of them have somebody where
Oh,
they know
yeah.
for years upon years, they work for years upon
that's
years.
how we're in this
and then
situation we're in.
exactly. So favors are
Patronage and
always be asked.
clientelism.
It's
And you have to
clientelism,
please
yeah.
the people
Yeah.
that were supposedly very loyal to you, will work with you for long.
That's-
Like then you forget
But
about
this-
leeway, that the why I work for, that the why I do, why I
At
do.
the heart
Get
of
that.
it is that the party comes before the country. We have to get re-elected. These are the people. These are our backbone
Our
people.
loyalists, yeah.
Right? These are our loyalists. That's how the system works. And this is a system invented by George Price. George Price, the great father of our nation, the sainted father who got loan bad picnic. What a curse. All the picnic bad. I don't understand. But my point is that patronage, this system that I could reach out to you, is a function of a corrupt society.
Yeah.
We have to admit we are a corrupt society. Everybody wants everything work good except when it comes to me. Remember, me owe me a favor and I need to call it in and help me out with this.
Yeah.
So, it's messed up, but I think we're aware, of course.
No.
On the
We got
Yeah,
for
but
two.
still.
We got for twos or
so we need answers on the clinic though, and I think that we should be able to access online the minutes of the NHI meetings where this was deliberated.
Right.
Right? We should be able to access it. It's public knowledge. It's not your business.
Yeah.
And in this regard, I have to commend the City Council. They have been posting the minutes of their meetings online, but I will only commend them so much because their job. I can't praise you too much for finally to do your job.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right? I can
Right.
only praise you so much for finally doing your job.
So moving right along.
Another issue.
Oh yeah. We're going
Transparency again.
Yes.
So, Ambassador Alexis Rosado, we don't have full disclosure on the level of official function that he has.
Okay.
We got a terse press release when he was charged, very serious offenses. And I don't want to explore them too much because they're an explosive issue unto themselves.
Yes.
Because they're of a sexual nature.
Right.
One of the charges is rape. And
Yeah. So when that happened, like, he relinquished, like he.
so a
exposed.
press release goes out that he relinquished all ambassadorial posts, right? So that's the release.
Yeah.
A very terse release. Charged with serious offenses at the direction of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, has relinquished his diplomatic postings overseas. But he is this week, we are reliably informed, in the UK at a high-level meeting with all the representatives from Belize and from Europe to a strategy session for the presentation to the ICJ, which I believe is happening next month.
Yes. It's happening in June.
So he continues to function as a public official. He continues to act as co-agent. The co-agent, we thought that he would no longer act as co-agent. That was an assumption.
Right.
But the co-agent is not a diplomatic post. The co-agent is like an administrative post.
Okay.
So the ICJ, the point person is called the agent.
Right.
That's a such human. But Alexis continues to be, I believe, the co-agent. I am saying that this is the most important national initiative we have. Man, you have to make public disclosure. You cannot be sending out a dodgy press release. If we can bring up the press release again, guys, that is a dodgy press release. It says that he has relinquished his diplomatic postings overseas.
Okay.
But it does not say he continues to act as co-agent. Now let us be clear. Has he received special treatment? Okay, so when a public officer, he's a public officer, is charged with a criminal offense, the public service regulations, and I believe we have that, guys, the public service regulation says he may face interdiction from duties. So it's not mandatory, but it is the standard practice.
Right.
Yeah.
That when a public officer is brought up on criminal charges, he or she is made to go on interdiction. These are charges of a serious nature. These are indictable offenses. But if we have the public service regulations, it says very plainly that he may. So it's not breaking of the rules per se. It may be a deviation from the norm, but the rules say he may or may not face interdiction. So we know now that Alexis Rosado, we know through our sources, not through public disclosure, and that's the issue, that he is not facing interdiction. We know also that I guess he's on bail, so he has to get permission to travel. We assume that, or we have to assume that has been gotten.
Yeah.
But Alexis Rosado will be acting in an official capacity this week at the highest level meeting that Belize can have right now which is a strategy session, I'm told, for the ICJ. The question is, why was this not disclosed? Why are we being dodgy with a paramount national initiative? Full disclosure must be given. I'm not saying you have to have the details of the legal strategy. I understand that is a legal strategy, but full disclosure of the circumstances of this meeting must be given. This is a meeting that's happening in the UK.
Right.
Opposition representatives are attending. Government representative, one assumes the attorneys who will be, international attorneys who will be working at the ICJ for Belize. But full disclosure must be given. We cannot approach such a critical issue in a least sneaky way. You can't have any sneaky elements about it.
Yeah, that was a sneaky link for true.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
you send out a release, but just say in the release, just say the truth, man. He continues to act as a co-agent, or he will continue to function. Maybe some people will be consoled by that, right? Maybe
Yeah.
some people will be consoled by that, and we know that there is a internet campaign that emerged this week. I don't know if you have the picture with the woman in the T-shirt, Abdul, but it shows it appeared multiple places on the internet, like saying something like, "I believe Alexis Rosado." Something like that. Like it's just a Photoshop
Yeah.
image.
But actually,
Okay.
It's a Me Too. It says Me Too.
Oh.
Right? It uses that. See it
hashtag.
right there, Me Too. But no, this isn't a real image. They just photoshopped that. They took a stock image of a model and badly photoshopped it. You heard of deep fakes? You call it a shallow fake. Right? So Me Too believe Alexis Rosado is innocent. So it's just a bad Photoshop. So that's not a real image. But I'm saying this is a real thing that went out on the internet this week.
okay.
That it popped up various places that Me Too believe Alexis Rosado is innocent, and that is something.
Hashtag justice for Alexis.
Yes, I serious talk. So I'm sure there are. You know, it's a huge issue of public dispute, and I'm sure obviously this is propagated by people who support him, and that's their thing. We have to wait until the court speaks, and I'm not. He's
Exactly.
presumed innocent. There's no question of that. And I'm not saying that he needs to be placed under the bus. He's not convicted. When he's convicted, that's another thing.
Right.
But I'm saying that we have to be straight up
Yeah.
Just
so,
be transparent. I think that's the important part that we need to be
with the
talking
ICJ.
about, especially with the ICJ, which is overall country issue that everybody has been following. I mean, people put it in at a back burner because of
Yeah.
the years of having to prepare and everything, but it's here now. But as we're moving along, let's talk a little bit about Vidal's early retirement.
So this is news that we have a thing in news that I shake the tree and everybody eat, because I see everybody has been putting out story, but it's a story that we broke, or that I broke, in terms of in an interview with the commissioner and the minister on Saturday. So Commissioner Vidal, Assistant Commissioner Vidal, Commander Operations Strike Team, right? That's the COS team, which was allegedly involved in assisting or facilitating the landing of a narco plane on the
Right.
Southern Highway.
yes.
So, you know, when it starts, the Commissioner of Police is very protective of Vidal, although his officers are exposed. And then, you know, the same thing he denied at first, the administrative irregularities. These guys are skating around in vehicles that may or may not be, acquired through the proper processes. Various irregularities. Then he's suspended.
I recall that. Yeah.
So now, you know, it's the Assistant Commissioner of Police. He's third in command. And it's a sovereign event. His team is allegedly involved in this facilitation.
Yeah.
And then he has some administrative, there are questions about his administration of that team. And the minister said, how did he not know where they were that night? So, you know, although they were on leave, the minister said that.
Right.
Shady
But
business.
now everything just dropped the water, and he is applying for early retirement, and he's going to get basically, if not a golden handshake, a friendly handshake, and thing done right there. My point is, they had 90 days to produce a report to the Security Services Commission to show what were the administrative irregularities.
Okay.
I verily believe that, I don't know if the report reached, but I verily believe that Vidal was never told if a report exists or never saw the report. I pressed the commissioner of police and the minister on Saturday. They said, yes, there is a report, but the report found nothing. So now, or it found, as according to the commissioner, minor administrative irregularities that are just a reprimand. Now, if I knew of the conduct of the strike team, the impunity, the perceived impunity with which they operated around Belize, just moving without, having complete freedom of movement, without regard for any of the norms of domain of other units, etc., specialized unit. My point is that Mr. Vidal, no fault of his, is basically being rewarded with just a Lee handshake and you can go about your business.
Right.
So he's going to get an early retirement package. He's entitled to that, as maybe he has not been found guilty of anything. But this is such a huge event. And one of the people accused is his nephew, who has accompanied him from unit to unit to unit to unit. So many of these people involved, he kept as his personal cadre, a clique.
Yeah.
Right?
The elite.
Yeah.
From one unit to the other, which the various commissioners of police allowed to happen. And then at the end of the day, no answers.
No answers.
This is what makes the public believe that the police department continues to be compromised, right?
Yep.
And second, to satisfy the public, at least then publicize the investigation, because it's the commissioner of police, it's the minister of police who said this man was guilty of administrative irregularities. And that's why he was suspended. So then it's all for naught.
Yeah.
It's all for naught. So he come and just take a week out.
They're minor apparently, remember?
Minor, I'm saying that people want answers, and this, again, undermines the public's confidence and expectation. I'm not saying you're supposed to railroad the person or, charge someone for whom you don't have evidence. That's out of the question. But then at least publicize the report and let
Be transparent.
the public know. Transparency again. But
Always.
nobody's interested in transparency because
Right.
when you have secrecy, you can get a lot more done.
That is true, under the rug. So moving right along, let's talk about Silky.
Yeah, so Silky is such an interesting situation. The Ministry of Fisheries, the Ministry of Blue Economy, Department of Fisheries, they put out a joint press release with Southern Environmental Alliance, I want to say, this weekend. And guys, we have that release. But it's such a difficult issue because what the ministry is saying is that, you all got it all wrong. You cannot go. This is a protected area. You can't do what you want to.
Yeah.
But, there is a thing, and Kevin from the NGO world will know this, called analysis paralysis. They are, okay, so that isn't it, Abdul. It's another thing. It's a press release from the Ministry of the Fisheries Department.
Yeah.
What you have there is another thing. But my point is that Silky, so many years they've been studying it, they've been spending money on research, and the key is sinking. This is a community
Yes.
crisis, right? As
Yeah.
Edward Garbutt said, the patient is
Dying.
dying.
In
And
front.
here we are pontificating about, well, the science said the thing is sink. I don't know. The thing not dead, the next one done gone. So I'm saying that this release from the Fisheries Department and Southern Environmental Association says that we want to maintain this community energy, but we have to do it the right way. You have to do it now, is the point.
That is the thing, yeah.
And that, I hope, is the only success of this issue, is that it provokes these sitting on their ass scientists to get something done, because Uno just said the talk.
Right. And I'm thinking, like, there has been significant research that has gone into this process. For instance, there was a release that was done of a research a couple of years ago that was saying that there has been like a lot of change within Silkies. They went from mangroves to coconut trees to please the tourists. And then there were like science that shows that the boats that would dock in the area, the same like turbines and stuff, helps to like wash away sand. All of those things have contributed towards it. But I'm also thinking with significant research, there has been a proposal, I'm thinking, sitting on a shelf, waiting for resources to get done. And now comes these villagers that have the boat, have the fuel, have the manpower to do it. I'm
Have the
thinking,
And they
willingness,
will.
the
yeah, I'm like,
willingness.
is there like any document like getting dust there that you were waiting for resources that we can just immediately take action?
Yeah. So, you point out, Ali, the fact is that island is multi-use because of tourism, right? And also that people need a place to go have a restroom because most of the tour boats don't have a restroom. This
Right.
is a critical element in this. So this island is, yes, there is a noble effort in there, but there is also that we can only use Mother Nature or nature so much.
Right.
Yeah.
We can't change the vegetation completely, turn it into a nice looking beach with coconut water and not expect any consequence.
Right.
But tourism demands this because the people want to go down a nice beach. So, it's such a complex issue, and this is increasingly the type of issue we will face with the effects of climate change.
Definitely.
But at the end of the day, the bureaucracy and the scientific analysis paralysis is really, I believe, the biggest culprit here. And I hope that this action has spurred immediate, sustained, direct action from the Fisheries Department, from the Southern Environmental Alliance to find a solution. But there cannot be a win-win-win situation because this island, it can only be used so much for so many purposes. It can't be everything to everybody.
Yeah.
You
Too
see what
small
I'm
for
saying?
that.
Yeah.
Too small for that.
It's too small for that. It can't be your restroom. It can't be a pristine beach. It can't be a hideaway. We have to understand that nature will only accept so much deviation.
That is
so
true.
it's a really complex issue, and we'll be seeing this more and more as we face these climate change realities.
Definitely.
So as we move along, let's talk a little bit about the PUDP, universal impotence on crime.
This is a subject that came up this weekend because we were at the launch for a basketball event. Many times this has been held before under the UDP. I know it's being done under the PUP, where all these the guys from the rival neighborhoods, all Sprite sponsors teams for them, and they get jerseys and they play in each other's neighborhoods, and the police are critical, have always been the organizer of this, the police community relations. In my mind, it's a great effort. It's peacemaking. It is not a solution, a fix-all solution.
Right.
But
It's not.
it creates relationships
It does.
through sports, which is a great way also to get your energies out, right? All the
All the frustration, expression,
testosterone-driven energies, right? These are
Yes.
young men with too much testosterone, which causes a lot of the violence. My point is, however, they do not create lasting solutions. And it's not a PUP problem. It's not a problem the PUP can fix. It's not a problem the UDP can fix. But now the PUP is recoiling in anger because the UDP, typical, is attacking them for saying, you all aren't solving crime. We can't solve crime. But that is the standard they created because they have turned crime, which is a critical national issue, into a political blame game. No, we have the solution, they can't win. It's just completely cynical. When they did it, it was cynical. When the UDP is doing now, it's completely cynical. Crime is not a problem political parties can solve. It is multi-generational, intergenerational. We understand, we've spoken about this a million times, but I'm saying that now the government is angry that they're being held to the same standard that they used when they were in opposition. You all politicized crime, and now crime is being repoliticized by the UDP. That's why you all are called the UDP, because you're both full of crap.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that one of you all has to be honest and finally tell we don't have the answer for crime.
Right.
We're a political party. We're a bunch of clowns.
Uh-huh.
We really don't have the answer for crime. We need help. We need help. But no, we got the answer. You all are clowns. UDP and PUP,
Yeah.
bunch of clowns. You don't have the answer. You all are using people's debt to try and get elected, to lie to the electorate, both sides, and tell them we're going to fix crime. You can't.
Yeah.
We have to work incrementally. It will take many years to fix this problem, and you have to work incrementally and address young people and make them feel, especially young males,
And you have
more
to stop
love.
attack each other too as well, because this is
Yeah.
the problem.
Of course, but it's just tribalism.
Right.
It's the political tribalism which leads to we've said it before, there's no coincidence that the major colors of the gangs are red and blue. They instrumentalize these same gangs
Right.
for their political
So
advantage.
it makes you question, do you meaningfully want to address crime? Do you want to
don't.
like stop it, given the fact that they're politicizing it?
I don't.
And then
Right.
comparing
Yeah.
numbers, because this year, this woman,
Yeah.
we had this
Yeah.
numbers as
what's,
compared.
what's good about this initiative? Because we had Mr. Dawson here last week on
Yeah.
the couch talking about this Sprite tournament. He was saying that the LIU is doing life skills building sessions along with this basketball tournament. We're saying it's part of the behavior change. So
Yeah, I think it's a great initiative. Support it completely. Is it a fix-all? Is violence going to
No.
stop next week? No, it has to be done incrementally.
right.
Definitely.
But I'm saying that you politicians have to get out the way. I commend Mr. Dawson and his team. Their work is outstanding. But the politicians have to get out of the way. The UDP is doing it now. The same thing the PUP did to them. PUP is saying, well, you can't hold it to a standard. That's a standard you created. That's what you all do. You all create politics out of people's debt for your advantage. It's total cynicism.
Yes.
Rejected.
yes, so we can't get to the last topic because we run out of time.
Good. Got you.
Within a
Thank
red
you. I'm
zone,
spared.
I have to cut you
red
off.
zone.
I have to
Cut
cut
me
you
off.
off.
This is after I got suspended for a week for spice it up
There you
because
go.
the peppermint too hot.
I feel like you're very juicy right now, the ketchup overflow and everything, but we also have to overflow to the next segments because
Wow,
we have
nice
our people
segue.
here ready
Yeah.
too as well. But thank you so much,
Thank you,
Jules, for
Jules.
being here as always, giving us a nice
Please don't
update.
suspend me again.
No, you can come back next week. I promise. You can come
wow.
back next week.
You see?
can.
There you go.
You can. I know the people love you. So
And we just want final big up Channel 7 now. Actually, will be fully in HD tomorrow. On cable, it's fully in HD on Facebook now. But tomorrow it'll be on cable across the country, fully in HD. We've been working many months trying to get this
Wow.
done.
You come
So
up.
one more, like 10, we're 90% done. And so we're very excited about that, and we can see that all of us don't look as stretched this
There you
morning.
go, Jules.
watch
Right?
out.
Watch-
We're going to see all your wrinkles and everything. Your
It's-
bald head, they
it's
shine
good.
bright like a diamond and everything. We love it for you, Jules. We love it for you. But we also love a commercial break. So without any further ado, we go to our first commercial break. But when we're back, we're going to be talking to our warriors, the nurses, because it's Nurse Week. So let's start appreciating them and hear about the planned activities. Stay tuned for that exciting conversation. We'll be right back.